Hi everyone, this is Kavita with the Enlightened Heart coming to you with Wednesday Wisdom. And I wanted to introduce myself again since it's been a while. So I'm an empowerment coach and hypnotherapist, and I love helping especially highly sensitive women who are overwhelmed, who feel anxious and stressed, and really just don't feel comfortable in their own skin, come back to themselves, reconnect with themselves, their families, and really to help them thrive in their relationships and their work and do what they're meant to in the world. Um, and so today I wanted to talk more about something that's been coming up a lot, which is purpose and life purpose. Have you noticed lately there's been some recent celebrity passings in the news, and I've noticed recently some people that I know, some clients have had illnesses come up. And it's really when this happens a time to reflect and look at our lives and see how we're spending our time and if we're really doing what the work that we want to or that we're meant to do in the world. And so it really gets me back to thinking about, am I living the best life that I can live? And I'm living on purpose? And so that inspired me to talk to you about your life purpose and 3 ways that you can find out more about what your specific life purpose is. Okay, and so the first one is, and I have my notes here, and so the first one that I'm going to talk about is to look at your childhood. So when we were children, we were in the purest state that we can be. We were more connected with ourselves, especially before the age of 8. By the age of 8 is when it is said that our subconscious mind has been fully developed. And so before that time, or maybe even around that time, there were things that you just naturally were good at and you naturally enjoyed doing. If you ever watch kids playing, they interact naturally and they have a way of interacting that feels good to them. So I want you to start to spend a little bit of time reflecting back to your childhood. What are the things that you just truly enjoyed doing, that you would do without thinking, that you would do and the time would pass and you wouldn't even realize it? And so some of that, of course, would be playing. And so what kind of play did you enjoy? What were the things that you could do and you would be able to do forever, and your parents would have to pry you away from it? So I want you to start to think about that because that is aligned with your purpose and what you are meant to be here for and what you're naturally here, that you're just naturally good at. And so that's where I would like you to start. And the second part of this, and it goes along with what I shared about your childhood, is to start to know yourself. So we spend a lot of our time looking outward. We spend a lot of time maybe asking friends for advice, maybe asking family for advice. We look for acknowledgement outside of us. And so we look at social media, we look at the way someone looks and compare ourselves to that to see if we're okay. And so that often gets us away from going internal and seeing who we truly are and what we really want. So I'm going to encourage you to start the process of really knowing who you are and what you really want. You may say that I know that already, and you may not. Really ask yourself if you know yourself or you are following the rules of what you thought you needed to do to be happy, the shoulds, you've been conditioned to think that you need to be like and do in your life. And instead let that go and think about what you really want. What do you really want? What would you think of at the end of your life and you would look back on and you would think that you were happy that you did that? And what would you look back on and just completely forget and it would not matter? Just take some moment to reflect. What is it that is really important to you? And what is it that if you spend your time doing and you spend a good part of your life doing, that you know that you were doing what you were meant to do in the world? So some of you may not have the answers for all of those questions, and some of you may have the answer to some of those questions, and some of you may not have any of the answers right now. And so really starting with the willingness to go inward and see what are those things? What are those things at the end of your life that you will look back and say, I am so happy that I did that. Okay. And even taking a step further and saying, what are the things that if you didn't do that you would truly regret, that you would wish that you did? Okay. And number 3 is to take one step. Take one step in the direction of what you really feel like you want to be doing, what you feel like you were meant to be doing, what you're called to do, what you would regret if you didn't do. Take one step in that direction. Now, I'm not saying that if you, for instance, really hate your job and you know that you're meant to work with others and help others, and so the next day you quit your job and just start. I'm not saying to do that. What I'm saying is to take one step in that direction. So if you really are feeling called to help people, how can you use your strengths to help others? If you're really good at teaching, maybe you can volunteer somewhere to work with kids that don't have parents that can help them with their homework as a mentor or a buddy. Maybe you can offer to help someone in the neighborhood that needs help with the subject that you're really good at. It could be something just that simple. Or maybe you can volunteer somewhere and give some of your time and do the things that you are meant to do. So if you're really good at creating graphics, or you're really good at technology, how can you lend those skills to support someone else, to help someone else achieve what they would like to in their life? So taking one step in that direction is what I'm going to encourage you to do this week. Okay? And so just to recap, the 3 things that I'm encouraging you to do is 1, to look at your childhood and what brought you joy. Number 2, start to know yourself and what you really want. What would you look back at your life and be happy that you did? What would you regret that you didn't do? And number 3 is to take one step in that direction. So if some of this feels daunting, or if you're ready to embark on the journey of knowing yourself and figuring out what you really want and actually achieving those things in your life, I would love to talk to you. I offer 45-minute clarity sessions where we will talk about what's not working in your life, what you want to achieve, and come up with at least one strategy to get you there. And then we'll explore if working together is a good fit. So if you're interested in this, I have limited amounts of clarity session spots that I can do in a month. And so I will put the link below. You can answer some questions and select a time and apply for that. That's those slots that I have this month. And then I wanted to also share one more thing that I'm going to start doing on these videos. And a few months ago, I created these cards with my sister, Nina Baksani, her art. And then I have some affirmations and positive words on the other side. Now, these cards are called the Jewels Inside, and they are available for purchase. And you can contact me or even make a comment and we can talk about them. In the meantime, I wanted to pull a card for you today so you can get a sense of what it's like. So the card I pulled is the green turquoise card, and I will read you what it says on the other side. So it always starts with the spiritual and healing property. So the spiritual and healing property of green turquoise is improves your self-confidence and motivation, and it also offers protection. So the affirmation for this day, the day that we pull this card, would be, I am confident and on the path that is in my highest and best good. And then the exercise, if you choose to do so, from this card is and it says is, this is a symbol that you are worthy and confident. Whether you are feeling doubt creep into your life, know that you are on the right path. Keep going. Choose one area in your life where you are not moving forward because of fear or lack of confidence. And today, take one step towards reaching your goal. So the card goes with the video today. I couldn't have planned that better. I actually just pulled the card randomly right now when I was doing the video. So I would love to hear your thoughts, love to hear what you commit to. And if you're interested in that clarity session, please click below. I will be back next week with Wednesday Wisdom, where I will be talking about really being authentic and what is really going on behind the scenes of what you're seeing in the world around you. So I'm looking forward to connecting with you next week. Have a great week.